I meet any foreign friends, I would always want to tell them the Singapore story. And you know, Singapore is an island in the tropical equator. It has got no resources, no water, no agriculture, no oil, no fuel. And what it is today, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle because of this. As a visionary, with a team of great dynamic leaders, they transformed Singapore with great imagination, with great vision, and with a can-do attitude, with determination, with no resources, and without buts. If they can do it with no resources, with no help, I think this generation, we must do it. So there's no buts. Singapore was led by entrepreneurs, people with an enterprising spirit, people who never say no, and people who knock all the doors down and all the walls down, and people with such a vast, great imagination and such limitless, dynamic ability and energy, and falling but getting up and setting that standard. So for this generation, I always say to anyone, with all the resources that we've got, we don't lack the resources. We only lack resourcefulness. Therefore, I'd like to start this series of YouTube videos on books, textbooks on entrepreneurship. And these are some of the books that I myself thought they would be wonderful if I had them when I was younger. So without further ado, I'm going to unbox the first book for you. This is the first book that I am going to unbox for you. It is called The Business Book, Big Ideas Simply Explained. And this is the book amongst 30 of the entrepreneurship books that I've got. And this is the first book that caught my eye. And if a book does not catch your eye, then it's got a problem with its pitch. So you can actually do without that. So let's take a look at this book. This book, I particularly like it because of its dramatic colors, its fonts, the layout. It's so new, it catches your eye, and it's so interesting. Let's take a look at its content page. Now, if I look at its content page, it is a little bit different from the usual textbooks or the books that you've got. This is really interesting. For example, it's good for a student, it's good for the business person on the run, it's good for a professional that hasn't got so much time to read from page 1 to the end of the book. Now, if you look at the way the content is being organized, it's actually using certain topics that is really interesting. For example, if you can dream it, you can do it, beating the odds at startup. So for this particular book, I really want to read it. Now let's take a look at the next page. The next page, again, it's so attractive. Now, one of the things for a book, because it is competing for our time, you've got to pick up a book that has good layout. Look at it, it's so clear. And really looks like a magazine, but it's over 300 pages actually. Now look at this topic: working with a vision, strategy and operations. Chapter 164, turn every disaster into an opportunity. And it's written in a way that is like an article, so you can pick up the book and then you can leave it at that, right? If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses leading the market. Really, it just means leapfrogging the market, leapfrogging the competition. And then you've got successful selling management, marketing management. And here you've got delivering the goods. I mean, so interesting, isn't it? Now, as a professional, as a teacher, as a student, you really do want to pick up a book that really screams out at you that this is a good book. All right. So altogether, it's 351 pages. Let's take a look at the layout. Right, you've got the introduction, but what I really like is it is really attractive. It attracts your attention. You don't want to put down the book. And for consumers and readers now, we're so spoiled for choices. You have got to pick up something that looks interesting at least, and they've got interesting fonts, right? Be first or be better, gaining an edge. Now let's read a couple of paragraphs on some of the topics. Let's wait it load a little bit. And here is a page that caught my eye. If you can dream it, you can do it. Beating the odds at startup. First, you've got, it says that you've got to have a good idea with a great business plan, and we'll talk about business plan in future videos, and an entrepreneurial spirit, a willingness to take risk, and a business acumen, and a plan that is to be put into action. Most importantly, a determination to deal with setbacks. And this is one of the things that will bring people down, because whenever you are dealt with a blow, you get down, but you've got to get up. Getting down is easy, but it takes so much to get up. So therefore, determination to deal with setbacks, to me, is one of the critical success factors in life and as an entrepreneur, right? So you've got to beat the odds at life in general. And this is one of the things that I hope you'll like. You can actually get this book from Amazon, I guess. Right? I hope you enjoyed something that I shared today, but most importantly, you can pick up something, and you can actually excavate the limitless amount of resourcefulness that is lying beneath inside of you. There you are, you've got your first book, and I hope that the book will be useful for you, and for those of you looking out for a new career, and for those of you who are looking out for a business, and for those of you who are looking out for a retirement hobby, a retirement business, a retirement job, and for those of you who want to employ yourself, who can't find employment, you've got to be a little bit more creative. I mean, the resources are out there in the world. We've got it like never before in the whole history of mankind. So resources out there. I hope that you have enjoyed the video, but more importantly, I hope that you can learn a little bit of something from the books that you pick up. Go to the library, pick up some books, or download. You can buy some books. Books are the best resources in the world, and they are the easiest because you can lie on the bed instead of watching the YouTube for other kinds of videos. Pick up something that you can really explore your imagination.